Hi there. I have taught the change purse lesson for diastasis recti for years, and I had a hard time actually finding a change purse for the example. So I found one in a little gift shop in the Heights of Houston, Texas. Remember these? If you're my age or around Generation X-ish, the little souvenir change purse, the little rubber ones we used to get. I found one. Okay, and here is our change purse lesson when it comes to your rectus abdominis and diastasis recti. So I want you to imagine that this is the front wall of your rectus abdominis, and that is the muscle that goes from your ribs to your hips down the front of your body. When it's developed, it makes 6 or 8 pockets of muscle. It's actually all one muscle, but the reason it looks like that is because of its amazing functionality. It can flex out or it can flex in, and it needs to have all of this mobility around it in order to move, shift, and change the entire center of our body, and has to adjust for being pregnant or weight gain or changes on the internal body. So truly an amazing muscle. And this line down the middle is some connective tissue. It's called linea alba. So when the rectus abdominis is in its full and complete and sealed condition, there's like a little divot here, but it's not open. So the difference is that when this area is open, it's like you can put your hands through the muscle and you're like feeling a big space in there. It's not functioning as this surface normally would be. So it's very nuanced. And when we talk about diastasis recti, and some people are like, well, I can put a finger in there, but I'm really having a hard time with my core. And some people, maybe it's a little more space, but they're functioning a little bit better. So it's all very nuanced and it's all very personalized. And even if you feel like, I don't know if it's diastasis recti, like I'm putting some hand in there, but I'm not really sure if it's going all the way through. If your core is not functioning properly, I always just treat it the same way, because what I do for diastasis recti is what I do for functioning core, and they kind of meld together. And so instead of getting wrapped up into whether or not it is what it is, it's best to just get the data. Here's how it feels today. Here's how it's functioning today. Here's what's working, what's not. Here's what I'm noticing. Take pictures, take measurements, all of that, and keep the data. So that when you come back and look at it later, you can make sure that you're moving in the direction of a more functional core and rectus abdominis. Okay, so this is your head. This little silver chain is your head, and here's your legs hanging out down here. And I teach my clients when they're first starting out and when they're struggling with a diastasis recti or a non-functioning rectus abdominis, we don't lift our head and shoulders off the floor if we're laying on our back, and we only lift one leg at a time. And here's why. If you put pressure on the rectus abdominis from the top and the bottom, we get this change purse effect. And you might have felt this on your own body, depending on where your function is and what you're feeling, either with your hands or internally. It's like, that doesn't feel right. That feels weird. Okay, so putting pressure on the top and the bottom and reopening that issue over and over again is not helpful. And in fact, could be pushing outward and forward. As we know, the rectus abdominis can push forward rather than inward. And when it pushes forward, all of these guts and things in there can start pushing forward as well. And that can create issues too. We can have issues with hernia. We can have issues with dysfunction in our digestive tract. All kinds of things can happen. So that is why I have those 2 simple recommendations when you're starting out. If you're brand new to me, we're keeping our head and shoulders on the floor and we're keeping our feet flat on the floor. When we start working towards function, we start working towards being able to move functionally from our head and our feet and not having that opening happen. But we have to know what it feels like first. We have to know how it should feel, and we have to be listening internally. If you're struggling there, if you're like, I don't know where I'm at, I want you to start from the beginning. And the book, Flatten My Postpartum Belly, and the course, the Diastasis Recti Recovery System, start you from the beginning and also take you through the next steps so that you know and can listen to yourself for the next steps of lifting the legs, lifting the head and shoulders. I hope that makes sense to you. If you need it, get out your old change purse, play with it, pretend it's your rectus abdominis, okay? And let's work towards a more functional core. Hey, by the way, another invitation for you is that I teach twice a week on a platform called Moxie. So if you are a beginner and brand new, check out the class Core Stable that I teach on Moxie. And I'm Carrie on Moxie, very easy to find. moxie.xyz/Carrie. Find me there, okay? Start with Core Stable, and actually I have a 10 class collection at the top of my portfolio that you can go through the first 10 classes you should go through, okay? And then when you start moving into next steps, you take the class called Core Strong. We start moving through progressions in Core Strong. And the first 10 progressions are also there on my page so that you know what order to go in. So if you like exercise class, if you like going to class and like doing things in real time, go to my Moxie. You don't even have to take it live and in person. You can subscribe and get the whole library and go through as many classes as you want to as you work through your diastasis and core function. That's my invitation. Thanks for joining me today, me and my new friend, the Change Purse. Enjoy the rest of your day and let me know what questions you have.